Flynn Rider and Prince Charming run into each other by chance, and they begin to compare notes on the mysterious ladies in their lives. And...
Did I abuse her or show?
Ah, damn it!
Did he just say damn it to Agony?
No, he couldn't have.
Agony!
Yeah, listening to this fucking song is agony.
Dude, not cool!
Agony!
Ah! Stop! The point of this overly annoying and elaborate scene is that the baker's wife hears the two singing idiots.
No, it's to highlight the overdramatic characters and the irony of their first world problems.
It's the best song in the whole damn thing, and you just casted it aside.
You, sir, have lost the last shred of credibility you could have possibly maintained.
Despicable.
By doing so, she finds out about Rapunzel and her golden hair. So she goes to Rapunzel and steals a length of her golden locks. The end.
It's like a part of my soul dies every time you use that jingle.
See how quickly and efficiently I got through that without wasting 5 minutes of your life with a pointless song that adds nothing to the story?
It adds comedy!
Agony!
Shut up!
You first!
So we again cut to Cinderella, who is again running from the ball. Did we just experience a time skip? Or does the prince have more than one ball? Why did you do that? I didn't tell a joke. All I said was that the prince had 2 balls. Why do you keep doing that? Oh, never mind. All I was gonna say was that the prince is so rich that he must have the biggest balls of all. I don't get it.
Oh, we get it all right.
And it's not funny.
You somehow managed to kill a joke about Chris Pines.
Just don't say it. It's really, really not worth it. The brothers Grimm and Marx all just rolled in their graves.
Many times over.
So, there's more singing. Ugh. The cow dies for no good reason. Lucky cow. And the witch catches Flynn visiting Rapunzel. So she blinds him, making him fall face first into a thorn bush. Oh! Go Disney!
3 words. Clayton from Tarzan.
And she vanishes Rapunzel to a snake-infested swamp, where sadly Flynn will never find her.
Rapunzel?
Oh, never mind! So our lovers reunite. Sadly, Flynn's blindness will prevent him from ever looking upon Rapunzel's beautiful face again.
Rapunzel?
What?
I can see you.
Wait! Her tears have healing powers?
Is he the kind of guy to make a joke about the Pokemon movie?
I have no idea.
You know, this random plot convenience would usually annoy me. But right now, I'm just thankful that they're not saying,
You're blossoming in the...
oh jeez, skip it! So we cut to Cinderella, who's running from the ball. Again.
Don't do it.
Wait, the prince has 3 balls? That one didn't even make sense.
You've killed the joke. Let it die.
When suddenly Cinderella gets stuck on a wily coyote trap that Charming set for her. Yup, he put sticky tar on the steps to catch her.
Time out!
He's a very smart prince.
Wait, what the hell? Did she just freeze time in order to sing a song?
He's a prince who prepares.
So Rapunzel's tears have healing powers, and Cinderella can control the motion of time? Are the Disney princesses mutants?
Hello, Elsa. My name is Charles Xavier.
As much as that's based on magic, that's actually a pretty cool idea.
Jasmine breathing fire, Belle controlling animals. Ariel's already sort of a mutant.
Let's save the idea for the D-woman another time.
Okay, I'm the comic nerd here, and even I think D-women is a dumb name.
What? Have to make a decision.
Oh, fuck me, are you stuck or not?
Why not stay and be caught? Should I give that a thought?
Just skip the stupid goddamn scene.
Time in.
That's 5, 5 skipped scenes. Ah.
The point of all of this is that Charming gets a hold of one of her slippers, which he will use to find her cause apparently she is the only woman in the kingdom with that shoe size.
Even in the show, the slippers are considered magical, so that joke isn't valid here either.
And of course, he is incapable of remembering her face, even though he's already met her 3 times. At the same time, Cinderella gives her other slipper to the baker's wife. So Charming goes around putting the slipper on every woman in the kingdom, promising to marry the one with the foot that fits the slipper. Cinderella's stepsisters are so desperate to marry the prince that they contemplate cutting pieces off their feet in order to fit into the slipper.
That be their mother's desperation, not their own.
Okay, I am aware that that scene is included in the original Grimm fairy tale, but there is no way they're going to include that scene in the Disney version.
Calling it right now. Go Disney.
Go Disney?
My work is done.
So Charming puts the blood-filled shoe on Cinderella's foot, and they live happily ever after. Now let's abruptly cut to the conclusion of the Baker story.
First, not abrupt. Second, we didn't actually see them get married.
So the witch brings the cow back to life. Yes, she can resurrect animals, but she can't buy makeup or get her hair done.
Ha! That's not funny.
But she's a witch. She can do anything.
God, this movie's stupid. So in order to break the curse, they have to feed the ingredients to the cow, then milk her and drink the milk, which apparently will solve everything. But it doesn't work because the golden hair that they used was touched by the witch. And any items that were touched by the witch cannot be used as ingredients for the spell. Something that they established in the movie actually came into play? Well, that's good storytelling.
You act surprised.
The corn! The corn! You can use the Suki help the corn!
So, they can just use corn in the place of human hair. Oh, just shove it in the cow's cornhole so we can end this! The cow eats the corn, the witch now has makeup on, the wife is pregnant, and they live happily ever... Oh, now what the fuck is this?
And now we get to the only fundamental problem of the movie.
So why has he been complaining the whole time until now?
I wish I knew.
There is no need for worry.
Why is this still going?
Of course you're bitter. I'm the #1 star. Pumpkin carriage, perfect marriage. No one cares who you are.
Now that is my kind of Disney princess.
What the hell was that?
Will you just hold him for a few moments?
Really?
You'll come with us.
Why does he always cry when I hold him?
Sometimes this works, though.
Can you teach me to do that?
Probably not.
Ugh, alright, so this is what's happening. So apparently the giant's wife is going on a rampage throughout the kingdom. I think she might be angry that a little bastard broke into her house, stole her shit, and killed her man. But that's just a theory.
A film theory. Worth it.
It's slowly swiping at us.
What?
All she wants is for them to give Jack to her, so she can kill him and have her revenge. And, oh man, I can't get a clear view of her!
Well, we didn't see her in the stage show, so I suppose it makes sense.
With all this money and special effects, you figure you get a clear shot of the giant woman. Ugh. All I wanna be is the one who gets to see a giant woman, a giant woman. All I wanna do is see you turn into a... Wait, they got me singing! Oh, son of a bitch!
I'm gonna go stare at the mirror and cry.
You think I could join you?
Do it at your own mirror!
With the knowledge that the giant woman is looking to stomp Jack, our heroes desperately search for the boy. When, why is Prince Charming hitting on the baker's wife? And yes, I know, it's Emily Blunt. She's gorgeous and she's talented and she can slay 36 robots in like a minute. But Charming just got married to Cinderella like 5 minutes ago and he's already two-timing her? Is it just me or does this character act more like Captain Kirk than the actual Captain Kirk that Chris Pine plays?
Finally! An actual Star Trek joke! And we're nearly 20 minutes in! God!
I must leave you. Now I must go off to slay a giant.
What the hell was that?
What was that?
That was sporadic humor. Maybe you've heard of it.
Are you talking to the Simpsons clip or the movie?
I'm trying to talk to the person who put it together. He's making it pretty difficult.
So, are we just done trying to tell a coherent story and are just resorting to random fuckery? The ground just opened up and swallowed the witch. Random fuckery it is. Wasn't this movie telling a story about a bunch of people trying to save a little boy from a giant?
Yes, but life happens in between.
Good friends, we need your help now more than ever. You can talk to birds.
Sure, why not? We already established that she's a mutant. Wait, what is the baker's wife doing? Oh my god, is she okay?
I'm sorry, I came upon her. She was at the bottom of a cliff.
What are you saying?
She died? Hey, I just remembered something. Rapunzel's tears have healing powers. Maybe if they just ask Rapunzel, maybe she can cry on the baker's wife and...
My wife is dead!
No, she's just gonna stay dead?
First off, Flynn wasn't dead yet. Second, ever heard of true love? It's a thing in fairy tales.
Yes! Yes, he's the one to blame! It's because of you there's a giant in our midst and my wife is dead!
Oh, I'm so stupid, I'm sorry, I forgot. If any of the characters in this movie have free time, they spend it singing!
They're supposed to!
So, after bypassing any possible effort to save anybody's life, our heroes add insult to injury by killing Giganta. What a wonderful ending. Oh, and look, there's the ghost of the baker's wife, for no good reason. Could we please end this? And so our movie definitely ends, with the baker telling the other characters the story of this movie. Yup, he's telling the characters the story of the events that they just lived through.
He's telling it to the baby!
Excuse me.
And now we come to the end gimmick of each video, where he fights the movie itself and usually wins.
Is it at least creative?
Usually. Let's see. Nope!
Not creative at all.
Okay, I feel better now. This movie's a flawed fable of floundering fuckery. It is just painfully obvious that this was meant to be a play and not a movie.
Oh god, not this again.
Just listen to his final blurb about what went wrong.
Films tell stories visually, and this movie wastes a lot of its running time either singing the story to you or narrating the story, which violates the #1 rule of filmmaking. Show, don't tell. Otherwise, what you have is radio with pictures.
In an adaptation from a different medium, measures must be taken, I agree. In fact, plenty of them were, since it's not a direct answer to the question of what Into the Woods would look like as a movie.
This movie's the textbook definition of a cinematic clusterfuck. There is way too much going on here, which leads to a lot of plot points that lead to nowhere, sloppy abrupt conclusions to subplots, and plot holes the size of Texas.
Finally! A legitimate criticism! One that both fans and haters of this film can accept if they're not being too fussy. But it doesn't address most of the problems you complained about throughout your review, both satirically and seriously.
It is just astonishing how such an expensive production could also be so cheap and ill-conceived. This movie was produced by Disney, a studio renowned for their fairy tale musicals. If any studio could have adapted this play properly, it should have been them.
Would Paramount, Warner Brothers, or any other studio that does musical movies do things much differently, let alone better? Probably not, but there's no way to tell.
And I, for one, would be open to seeing others try their hand at it. Maybe not in animation, but if they can at least keep the story intact, it shouldn't be too problematic.
If you want my advice, skip the movie and check out the stage show, especially if Bernadette Peters is playing the witch. She is awesome.
No.
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 No!
You do not get to do that.
You do not get to turn it around on us.
You complain that the adaptation of a musical is a musical, then you promote the musical it came from. Unacceptable.
Promoting an actress in one medium while hazing the person who does her role in another just because it's in another medium? Also unacceptable.
Even if we share your dislike of the film, which we don't, it still doesn't make any sense for you to promote the source of your biggest problem.
So that was one busted, thousands more to go. I'm E-Rod, and I'm the Blockbuster Buster.
Piss off!
This is a bad review in many ways. The least of which being that he thinks the movie is horrible. But in all seriousness, no joking whatsoever, your problem is all rooted in one simple thing. Your insistence that this movie shouldn't be a musical with no actual basis behind that.
The combination of the fairy tales was crafted around the idea of being a musical. It's a core element of the entire story, one that allows it to flow in a narrative that people can understand. Yes, technically the play could have been written otherwise, but it wasn't, and this was an adaptation of that play.
It especially hurts your argument when your complaints about the movie being a musical should be directed towards the stage show instead, and then you turn around and praise that exact same show.
Your review in itself is rarely funny, which is rather sad given the fact that you take the fanboy angle to every movie you review. For example, you squander the opportunity for Star Trek jokes to the point where it seems intentional, instead bookending Chris Pine's appearance in the film with them.
The first place to start in fixing your review is with that. Second, and much more importantly, you need to change your outlook on the music itself. Instead of constantly complaining that there's music in it, focus on whether or not a song is good on its own and serves a purpose. And third, stop setting your standards for visual effects and representations as high as they are simply because Disney made this film.
As it stands, your review of Into the Woods is downright horrible. If I was ever a fan of your work before, this video alone has convinced me for sure that you have no idea what you're doing or saying as a comedic reviewer, and I've yet to be convinced otherwise.
As for me, I don't think I ever will.